1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test. Test. 1, 2, 3. All systems. Yes, all systems are go. And it looks like we're live, folks. Welcome to I don't know what I'm welcoming you to. I'm welcoming you to Horror Humpdays presents. What do we present here exactly? We are presenting Pavor Nocturnus. That's what we're all right, y'all have to excuse me here. Hey, how's it going, Beth, Jessica, and Kevin? Hey, you guys, how you guys doing? All right, so we present. Welcome to. Let's start this over again, shall we? Oh, what is that noise? That's not a good noise. All right, welcome to Horror Humpdays presents Pavor Nocturnus. And we are doing chapter 10. This is part 6. Hey, Jessica. We're doing part 6 of chapter. I don't know what is creating that noise, man, but it's not making me happy. Let's see. Got that turned down. All right. So I'm using new equipment, as you can see, and probably not the best place to run this stuff because I'm surrounded by electronics here at the remote b.hive studios. Anyhow, we are on chapter 10 of Pavor Nocturnus. Tonight is part 6. We've kind of broken it down into little parts so that I've got stuff to read to you until we figure out what we're going to do here at the end of the season. As a bonus tonight, we're doing all kinds of new stuff. As I told you last week, I think Sunday was my 10-year anniversary here at RS Fiber, and they were really cool and sent me a $200 Amazon gift card, which I spent on a lot of things that I didn't need. But one of the things that I did need is this new set. It's a new studio setup, and yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's got all kinds of effects. It looks like this, as you can see. So I'm just kind of testing it out. I was testing it out before I started this up here, just to see what all comes with it. But it's got 2 mics, which is cool because now we can mic Bobby whenever we go back to playing music. And it's got some pretty cool effects in there. One of the things that I really like about it is there's this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Did that applause come through? I don't know if it did or not. I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But then there's this track. And there is this one. That usually happens when I walk out of the shower. And then there's this one if we get a little violent. And then there's this one if things are a little awkward. So anyway, yeah, it's got some cool stuff. And then it's got some custom backing tracks like this one. This one, which I think this is if I get rid of Bobby. and I decided to do a rap song or something. And then, let's see, custom C. So yes, it's got all kinds of cool, groovy things in there. This is my favorite thing, and I think it will come in handy, and I will be using it in tonight's story. And that is this.
Hey there, you sassy man.
I am going to swallow your soul.
Hey there, Alvin.
You're all fucked, bitch.
So anyway.
Anyhow, there's those voices that I can use, little voice effects. It's also got a pretty standard, effects thing on here, an equalizer. It also has auto tune on it, so if I sing out of tune, Bobby, it will dial me into where I'm supposed to be. So anyhow, I can't wait to try it out with you, buddy. Whenever we decide to play music again online. But yeah, it's I don't know, I think it was worth the money. It was pretty cheap. It was a pretty cheap set. The only thing I guess I don't like about it so far, and again I just tried it out tonight, is sing Chipmunk's Christmas song. We could do that. We could totally do that for the Christmas special. Is I don't like these. I hate earphones like that. So I'm gonna see if my old headset is compatible with this little soundboard or not. And if it is, then I'm good. But then Bobby will have to wear these. So Kevin's excited about the Chipmunks Christmas song, I can tell. I can tell already. So yeah, so there is all kinds of cool tracks. There's you can do it studio, room, like you're in a room. Hello. Is anybody here? I'm here for the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Then there's MC, where if you're MCing something, let's get ready to rumble. KTV, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, but let's press the button and see what it does. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so it also has echo effects too, where you can kind of sound like you're in a deep, dark tunnel, or not. So yeah, it has a looping function on it too, which I own two things that have loop effects on it. One is a distortion pedal that I have, or an effects pedal for my guitar, and I have not learned how to use it yet. I buy all these cool things that I think I'll use, and then I don't use them because I don't understand how they work. And to be honest, I almost chucked this. I almost chucked this thing to the garbage when I plugged it in tonight because it wasn't working, and I couldn't. The sound card was being recognized by my computer, but I couldn't hear nothing come in or out. The effects things weren't working, and I was having a meltdown. And then I realized I didn't push the power button on the. I didn't push the power button on the sound card, so that's why nothing was working on it. The auto tune will be very overwhelmed if I sing. No, it won't. This is why we got to start playing more, Bobbies, because the more we play together, the more we can harmonize better together. So yeah, Kevin, duh, pretty much. I never claimed to be a rocket scientist. I'm only friends with him. Um, it's, but I'm not one, obviously, because look at where I am. Exactly, look at where I am. Yeah. So anyhow, so here we are on Horror Hump Day. We're trying out the new equipment. Hopefully, it goes off without a hitch. And let's see. Last time we were hanging out with Joe Salinsky, our hero, the Zvavicho. Um, he was in Linda's nightmare, and that was the werewolf slash loup-garou nightmare that Linda was having. And the only way she could find a way out of it is by killing herself in the nightmare. And she died. And Joe is kind of wrestling with that right now and kind of thinking about just throwing in the towel with this whole thing. And the house is getting pretty pissed off. Bobby, don't say that on the internet. Anyhow, yeah, so the house is getting pretty pissed off. It's losing a lot of dreamers. Stephanie was an important dreamer because she was the she was the portal. She was the bridge that brought forth um the creatures from the land of Nod over into the land of lucidity. That being said, um, Joe Saul, aka Pimo, the guy that actually is the model for our hero Joe Salinsky. He had texted me today and he said, you should keep going with these nightmares because I think this dude is yeah, I mean he's a character and he's definitely got a lot more miles on him. And I said, funny you should say that because I am thinking about writing a book called The Land of Nod. And I plan on bringing Joe Salinsky back and Bo Broadmeadow from Sleepwalkers and Stephanie Ornstein from this book and yeah, a few other characters, and that'll be coming out in a book. I don't know when that book's coming out. I haven't written hardly anything this year, and I'm really ashamed of myself. But I mean, I have excuses. I've been spending most of my free time worried about this EMT thing. Obviously, I had something to worry about because here I am taking refresher courses and going for my second attempt on it. But hopefully, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of studying this week, and hopefully, I get through the EMT thing, and then I can start writing again. So, but what that does mean is that I will not have a book for Halloween this year, and that's never happened. And well, it hasn't happened in a long time where I didn't have a book for October 31st. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. I'm disappointed that I didn't get to work on my Ballad of Broken Bird book, which I think I'm going to be reading that in place of Horror Hump Days. It's in the rough draft. It's in the rough draft stage right now. So a lot of things could change on it, but I thought I would read to you guys what I got. I think a lot of you would like it. I also think that it'll bring a new viewership to the show because it's not horror. It is it's kind of a real gritty story. Some good drama. There are ghosts in it, but It's not the gross, gory stuff, not super scary. So, anyhow, but I think that's what I'll be doing after we're done with Pavor Nocturnus, which should be after tonight. I think there's might be 4 more parts. You'll make it with your refresher class. You got this, and then you can write. Thanks, Jessica. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. So yeah, we'll be reading that after all of this. And this book, I think we've probably got about 4 more weeks of this after tonight, and then we're done with Pavor Nocturnus. Yeah. So, well, I think everybody's here that's going to be here. I'm not sure where Chuck is. Chuck's kind of a busy person, kind of like Bobby. I don't know if he's part of the lines, but I know he does a lot for Scouts, and I know he's doing something for the Martin County Fair. I'm not sure if that's still going on or not, but I know he was busy for fair stuff. Kind of miss Shannon. Shannon hasn't been around in a while. I know he had some stuff going on, some family stuff that he is trying to take care of. So hopefully all is well with that, and we see his smiling face again. And Steph has been busy with her new job, so she kind of watches later. But yeah, I know she's talked about wanting me to bring this all back home again. It's just hard. There's a lot of people there, so I've just chose to do things here, and there's little to no interruptions, and then I can concentrate better on the show. So Lions rock. I heard that. I did hear that, but what the heck was that? Evidently, the system didn't like that, Bobby. Did you guys hear that buzz too, or is that just on my monitor? I'm curious as to what broadcasts to you guys and what stays with me. Do 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 do. Yeah, it did come across okay. So I mean, if anything, it might do well for jump scares, because that kind of gave me a little bit of a jump scare. So, waiting for live video signal. Yeah. Huh. How about that? Okay, you guys did hear all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, and it's probably a lot of it has to do with this is a testing bench for a lot of our equipment. One of the technicians here, this is where he tests a lot of equipment that comes back in, either faulty or is just coming back from an old customer, and he tests our equipment here. And I imagine there's a lot of bleed over signal emitting from a lot of these machines here. I'm probably giving myself cancer just sitting here. I don't know, but no, not slow internet. Robert Paulson. So yeah, I'm not. We might have to just not do it here at the test bench if it becomes too much of a problem. So I notice it happens just when I move around sometimes, but yeah. But anyhow, we're gonna try the
old wooden shingles. Yeah.
I just totally love that. All right, so I think we ought to just jump right into the story here. I've wasted enough of your time. This one actually goes by pretty quick. It doesn't take. Now I'm just gonna read you the story. I hate this. I'm really terrible at. I'm really terrible at telling you where the story's going or where the direction's going, instead of having faith that my writing is is showing you the way the story's supposed to be going. I feel like I have to constantly explain myself, and I need to stop that. I mean, if you guys do have questions about what's going on, please don't hesitate to ask. Definitely would love to tell you what direction I'm going in, but yeah. All right. Here we go. Oh, look at that. I'm good. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I'm back. Back in the New York groove. All right. Pavor Nocturnus, Chapter 10. Joe takes a dirt nap. Part 6.
The old wooden shingles fell off me like dead leaves in autumn. My cohesion was falling apart. I did not see this coming. The sleeper ended its own life just to leave the nightmare. I couldn't take too many more losses. But the Savior felt it. It wore guilt like a cloak. He would use this against him. I would feed off that energy. The House of Pavor Nocturnus isn't beaten yet. I still hold my milk cows deep in the house. Their fear beating my heartbeat.
I couldn't save her. Joe wept into his hands. Hey, Chuck, you're here. I couldn't save her. Joe wept into his hands. He was sitting in one of the hallways with his back leaning on one of the rotted walls. The house was shifting and seemed to be routing its strength into the other parts of the house, where the sleepers lay. It's feeding on your tears, Joseph, his grandmother said. All negative energy is like milk and honey to this thing. I can't help it. She couldn't have been any older than 12. Let your grief and your guilt be your resolve, not your weakness, my dear. What happens to these people when they wake up? Some wake up from comas, some wake up just as anyone else does from a night's sleep. That Stephanie girl, she said she was in a coma, and then when she was sedated, she ended up back here, but she was older. Time moves differently here in the land of Nod than it does in the land of lucidity. It is not such a linear thing as most believe. It happens in moments, not increments. Do they die when they die in here? Yes, I'm afraid. Guilt covered him in a wet woolen blanket, soaking him to his core. This is bullshit. It is what it is, grandson. She had the free will to end herself like she did, and that was her way out. If I had tried harder, you did not force her hand, Joseph. It is not you running this abattoir of fear. You can only do the best that you know how to do. Like I said, bullshit. We must hurry. The house is collapsing. Do you feel it? Yes. You are not able to get the rest out of this. Well, they and you may be lost forever. Grandma, I don't know if I can do this anymore. You must. This is your destiny. You can bear this weight. Just stand up. Joe cleaned his face with the back of his hands. Stand up. I'm trying. There is no try. There is either do or do not. You got that from Star Wars. His grandmother chuckled. Then get up, young Padawan. Embrace your grief. Hold on to your guilt and save those people. You are Zavicho. You are a guardian. You are a savior. Joe stood up. He brushed the dust and pieces of plaster and wood from his shoulders. The house groaned and the floor cracked and splintered. Okay, he said. Let's do this. He turned the corridor, and the hallway before him seemed to breathe and quiver. The walls and floor seemed to be made of living, breathing flesh. What in the hell is this shit? He said. He laid one careful foot down, and it squished and sank into the flesh like mud. The walls rippled, and the floor jiggled like gelatin. As he approached a set of double metal doors, he reached to push them open. But before he did, a young boy of about 17 crashed through them, landing solidly on the opposite wall, and slid down. Hey, kid, he said. Are you all right? The boy got up onto his feet and ran down the hallway. Hey, Joe shouted. Come back! Go after him, Yosef. The hallway was solid again, this time with a linoleum floor and cement walls. There were what looked like students in the halls, dressed in uniforms, some in green and most in red. He sprinted through the crowd of kids, catching sight of the boy and turning and going down another hallway. God damn it, Joe gasped. I am not a runner. When he turned the corner, he saw the kid go into a doorway. He opened the door, and there was a classroom. The boy sat in the far row, fourth desk back. The teacher was a tall man with salt and pepper hair. He had a runner's build, but his face and arms looked different, covered in flesh like that of the hallway he had first walked into. His face was puffy like an old Cabbage Patch doll his sister played with. Two beady black eyes peeking from folds of that greasy flesh. Mr. Salinsky, the teacher said through its tiny mouth, please take your seat. Joe hesitated, and the entire class was looking at him, including the boy he was following. Oh, okay. The only open desk was behind the boy. In the front of the classroom sat what looked like a widescreen smartboard. Hey, kid, Joe whispers to the boy. What class is this? The boy turned around and looked at him suspiciously. How the hell did you get away without a uniform? The boy said. Uniform? Yeah, we're either red or green. Some of us are blue. I forgot mine at home? I'm not buying it. You should have been stopped by staff. How did you get this far? What kind of school is this, and what's up with the teach? Mr. Kellerman, the teacher interrupted their conversation, if you and Mr. Salinsky have something to share with the class. Sorry, the kid known as Kellerman said, and turned around. On the smartboard, screen images of people whose skin was red were eating what looked like other human beings, The screams were amplified. "The virus," said the narrator, "has infected over 75% of the world population." Now an image of cells seen through a slide and enlarged was being shown. The different cells seemed to be merging with one another. "Because of the hard work put forth by our world governments and their team of virologists, we have developed a way to combat the virus and improve our lives exponentially." The screen switches to a scene showing a line of humans standing before a wall seemingly made of human flesh. "The new flesh has been proven to increase our immunity against not only this virus, but of every known disease known on the planet." The people walk single file into the wall of flesh and are completely engulfed into a flesh cocoon. "What the fuck?" Joe gasped. "It's a simple procedure," the narrator continues. "It's helped humanity recover from an extinction event. Those that have taken the new flesh have become productive members of society." A scene of new flesh humans going about their day in a gated society appears on the screen. "Unfortunately, the new flesh cannot graft onto our original flesh unless we are willing to accept it. This is why we have developed the re-education centers." Now, a pleasant scene of classrooms of children and young adults. They are all dressed in uniforms and seem to be enjoying their re-education. "Dude," Joe stands up, "this is some fucked up shit." "Sit down, Joseph," the teacher orders, "or I'll call the chaperones to escort you out." "Call them. None of this is real. All of this is in this kid's head." The boy looks at him with wide eyes. "What?" the boy asks. "Ignore him, Felix," the teacher says. "He's an interloper and a liar." "Felix?" Joe looks at him. "Yeah. It's a kick-ass name, man. Now how about you wake up and we get the fuck out of this nightmare?" Nightmare? "Yeah, this is all a nightmare. All of it, Felix. None of this is real. But Jesus Christ, you've got a doozy here. You've got a zombie apocalypse and dystopian society all in one." "I'm calling the chaperones," the teacher says. "Call them, Dad." "Whoa, that's your dad?" Joe asks. "Yeah." "Okay, throwing some dad issues into the mix." The classroom door opens and two chaperones walk in. "The one on the right," Felix says, "is my mom." "Fuck, kid. You may need to see a therapist when you wake up." The chaperones are holding metal rods and are swinging them around like bow staffs. I'm really into anime, too," Felix admits. "I suggest you wake up, buddy, before this gets too messy." "What am I going to wake up to?" "I don't know, man, but it's got to be better than this." "You're 10, aren't you?" "I don't know what that means. Just wake up, okay?" The chaperones are closing in on them, while the other students clear the way for them. The metal poles are howling as they begin to swing at impossible speeds. The one Felix claims is his mom swings the rod down towards Felix's head as he attempts to wake up. There's a loud clang as Joe blocks it with his forearm. Felix pops his eyes open at the sound, and his ears tickle a little from the vibrations. He backs away behind Joe, who is blocking each blow the chaperones are throwing at him. "Don't worry about me," Joe said. "Just wake up and all this goes away." Felix looked at the images of his dad and mom. "Don't leave us," his dad said. "Join us, Felix," his mom said. "We can be a family again." The memory of what they did to his sister flashed through his head, and anger rose in his cheeks. "I can't stay in a world where my sister's killed and my parents act as if it's okay." Felix closes his eyes. "Wake up!" his sister yells at the doorway. "If you're late, I'm late." Felix looked around his room, and tearfully he looked at his sister. He springs out of bed and hugs her tightly. "What the hell, dork?" she protests. "I thought," Felix tries to remember. I thought you were... Ugh, never mind, I'm just happy to see you." Felix, a slow riser since Willa could remember, crushed her in his arms. "Okay, freak," she said. "Let go of me already. Come on, you're my ride to school. Go get ready." "Dad's making breakfast," Mom hollers from downstairs. "You got 15 minutes to get down here." Felix runs into the bathroom to scrub his teeth. He's happy to see it's his face and not some new flesh zombie. The nightmare is already beginning to dissipate into the ether of his brain. At the breakfast table, his family sits enjoying a quick breakfast. His dad made the best French toast, and it was always a battle between him and his sister as to who got the last slice. "Shh," his dad said, using the remote to turn up the television. "Listen up. Has declared a state of emergency. The CDC in Atlanta and the World Health Organization have declared a pandemic due to recent outbreaks happening in major cities across the globe. Reports have come in stating that the infected have become extremely violent and have begun attacking healthy citizens. The viral outbreak is growing at a high rate, and most world leaders have asked people to stay indoors and lock up windows and all entryways. The National Guard and local emergency response departments have joined together to help combat this outbreak. Please stay tuned to this station for further updates." "So," Willa says with a smile, "no school?" I'm going to need to run down into town and grab some groceries and supplies," his dad spoke. "I don't know if that's wise, John," his mom protested. "We've got enough food to last us for a while. I've got to go." "Dad," Felix speaks up, "please, don't go out there. Please? You guys just don't understand me. Please, Dad." John puts on his coat and grabs the keys. "I'll be right back, kiddo."
How easily that rat bastard took away my food. I'm getting weaker. I didn't even have the strength to hold on to this one. Would the next one be easier for this savior? Losing the other one, the one that believed in werewolves, was hard, but it was satisfying. Satisfying with the child's suicide. I fed on the interloper's grief. It was keeping me alive. But the others, would he be able to convince them so easily? Would this just get easier for him to take and take and take? Perhaps not. This next one was lost in a hallucination. The dreamer was riddled with guilt. Oh, I delight in the man's infinite loop, each illusion salting the heavy burdens he carries around. The Savior will fail, and with that, the house of Pavor Nocturnus will have him as a meal. Restore my power with his. How delicious would that be?
When Felix left, the scene around him exploded in dark ash. This is getting easier, Grandma, Joe whispers. Don't get cocky, Joseph, Grandma replied. This thing, this house, it is a trickster. I feel it may be luring you into something more dangerous. Keep your wits about you. Humbled, Joe begins to walk through the darkness of the house. Soon, a hallway appears, and it looks like an apartment building, one that seems all too familiar. And that, my friends, is the end of part 6. So you guys will have to join me next week for part 7. Holy crap. We are getting close out there. It's really good to see you guys. Is water all by itself wet? What are you doing answering? Anyhow, Chuck, it's good to see you. Thanks for bringing the Badgers and the bee. Jessica, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for the comments and the compliments. Beth, Kevin, Alia, thank you all very much for coming out here. One of the things I really appreciate is you guys inviting your friends and family here to join us. I hope that this new little studio thing that I got really improves what we got going on. That voice reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. Well, damn. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think you like the deep voice for the House of Pavor Nocturnus? You think I should keep it? Think that's a keeper? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. So we still haven't figured out what we're going to do as music-wise for a show. Tunes for Tuesday is kind of being you like the voice? Okay, cool. It's a keeper then. I'm trying to find a night that Bobby usually isn't tied up. I mean, life happens and there's always something that shows up. But he's two Tuesdays a month. He is in a meeting with the Lions, and since he's the president, he has to be there. And totally understand that. So yeah, we're trying to find another night. Thinking Thursday. Thursday might work. But we're gonna. I want to shoot for Thursday of next week. Because I got a lot going on tomorrow night as well. Just a haircut. It's not a big deal. But yeah, let's Bobby, if that works for you next week, let's do something for Thursday. I'll put something up on the events. And we'll come back with a bang. Big bang. That was a little joke. A little joke of mine. Oh, and this is for Kevin. Yeah, that's the clap. The clap for Kevin. I like that. Kevin's got his own little sound. No, I don't have to do it. I just... So anyway, yeah. Let's shoot for Thursday. I think the saging, the smudging that I did for the Paulsons last week, I think it went good. I didn't hear anything bad from you guys. I hope things are quiet over there now. Beth, I talked to Bobby earlier this morning. He said he hadn't heard of anything, so but I don't think he hears much of that stuff. I think that's usually you. Seems to be. Okay, good. That's good. That's good to hear. So anyhow, with that being said, I'm gonna call it an evening, you guys. Um, yeah, I think the studio thing is going to be a good addition. I was trying to raise revenue to afford one of these, and it looks like all I needed to do is work at my job for 10 years, and I was able to afford one. So, blessings. So, anyhow, very good to see you all. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It was kind of weird. I was looking at my memories. You know, Facebook always likes to throw memories at you, with good or bad. And I was looking back on a coffee with friends that Steph and I did, and I was thinking, holy crap, we haven't done one in a long time, and I thought it was really good. It was pretty funny. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That might be something. That might be something that's coming up this weekend. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. It's home. Home is different right now, so um, yeah. So anyhow, that's that, and we are going to sign off now. And thank you all for coming. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we'll be bringing back some kind of, I think, what was it, toe tapping Thursday or something? Yeah. Yeah. And that makes Kevin happy as well. So, anyhow, you guys, love ya. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Mwah. See you next time at the b.hive. I have to figure out how to shut this sheet off now.